my big plan. As
Yeah.
you know, I'm growing my hair out a little bit. So what I'm thinking is I'm not gonna tell Osei, but one day when we're filming the pod, I'm just gonna pop out with the same braids as him.
Oh, the classic
Two
Oseis.
to the back, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And just
Yeah.
kind of we're gonna have to pod like twins.
I think that would be good.
How would you feel about that?
You know, I don't know how I would feel about that. I do have a lot of, you know, sons and clones out here, so like, you know what I'm saying? That would fall in line with something that feels like that, but I don't know. I don't really know.
This is like your signature style now.
Yeah, actually, you should do it. We should walk around with the same hair.
You know what? I think it'd be fun.
Because like, you know what we were talking about with the friend group, how it's just like one of every different type of person ever.
Yes.
It's too many different looks going on.
You're trying to take the lead.
We need to start like being in uniform. You feel me? To balance it out.
We should all be matching going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Dress the same hairstyle. You could get two to the back.
You know I don't. Well, no. First of all, no.
You wouldn't do that?
Could happen.
With your permission, maybe.
Are you the type of
maybe with your permission?
I was gonna say, are you the type of white person that goes to like Mexico for like a vacation and comes back with the cornrows?
No, historically no, but at this point in my life, maybe.
You might.
I'm confident enough in myself that I might do that.
But who can give permission? Like, is Miles the ultimate permission giver?
Well,
I think you could give permission.
See, he gave me permission to give permission. You feel me? So I think this might be the guy.
I don't know whose permission I would value more.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Let me not.
You should say it straight to the camera.
No,
you should say it straight to the camera.
Let me not walk down this path.
That was a good line. That was a good
We're not gonna be toxic today. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Industry Plans. What?
You always start
right after you say something funny.
Right after I say something crazy. Go ahead.
I think that's funny.
Go ahead.
What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Industry Plans podcast.
What is good? Episode 135.
Back at y'all, man. Giving y'all that good content. I'm Miles. To my left, we got Osei. To my right, we got Spencer.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time together today, guys.
Yeah, we did.
Been really linked up, you know. We almost had 2 days together, you know, but I think Osei was on his own little vibe doing his 3 birthdays yesterday. Me and Spencer went to watch what was it? UFC 315?
UFC 315, but then we went our separate ways.
Yeah, I had to dip out a little bit. But you know, it's been a good weekend, a nice little productive week. How are y'all feeling?
No, for sure. We've been in the kitchen cooking. You feel me?
Yo, I went to the same birthday party that Osei did. And I went in and Osei wasn't there. Mm-hmm. But I was like, okay, that's all right. You know, the man can come and leave as he pleases, you know. Mm-hmm. But the birthday girl wasn't there either. And I was like, damn. I kind of low-key came to, you know, wish you a happy birthday, show out. Like, what's the etiquette on that? Are you allowed to leave your own birthday whenever you want?
Yeah. I mean, that shit was probably whack anyways because I didn't get the invite.
Ooh.
Let's talk about that. Ooh. Let's talk about that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was a little bit hurt. I was a little bit offended, but it's all right.
Damn.
I won't say
and then shit was fun. I told you they had the Chris Brown video playing where he climbs the wall and he's getting away from the vampires. There was a crazy Pretty Boy Swag Glorilla remix that got played.
Oh.
It was some good shit. I swear for a moment the DJ just went down the list of all the hottest women. You know what I mean? No, in the game, like rappers, you know. Yeah. Like they did the Glorilla thing. Then we got Doechii Nissan Altima flip.
That's a good one.
Then we got what was it? Something else came after that. Then we got Sexy. Then we got Anicia. It was a nice little run.
That is a good question you asked though. Can you leave your own birthday party whenever you please?
Yeah, it's your birthday. I think that yeah, that's a given.
You have to stay for at least the first 2 hours, though. I feel like.
No, you don't even have to show up. Because I went through this in my head. Because initially I was like, damn, she's really not here. I wasn't even that late. But then I was like, you know, you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want on your birthday. You don't even have to pop out if you don't want to.
Do you show up late to the birthday party, or do you be there at the start?
I think that you be there at the start, at least for me, because I need to make sure everything is set up right. That's my MO. But I guess it depends on the type.
No
of person
grand entrance.
Only if somebody else is doing the party for me, but usually I'm the one doing it. So you know what I'm saying?
Party.
Yeah. But once I get like a planner, you know, that I pay, then I really don't have to show up. It's like I could throw this and then like low key just be at my crib.
I think Great Gatsby. Yeah. Just not even in the house.
Yeah.
I do think. I think for me, I would be like an hour late. You know, just like I'm not gonna miss anyone. I'm just gonna be like an hour late, but I think I will stay until the bitter end. You know what I mean? I'll stay till it's burnt. Like anyone that came out, you'll see me.
The greatest video I've ever seen was LeBron at his 40th party when he was playing Man in the Garden solo, holding the liquor in the cup, just rapping it bar for bar. Yeah. That is a video that I would love to recreate at one of my old head birthday parties for sure.
Definitely.
All my favorite songs being played, just vibing out. I think I'd probably stay till the end of my birthday party.
Yeah.
Ooh, I want to... I'm not gonna do nothing though, guys. You know, I got a month.
Mm-hmm. Can you throw yourself a party? Do you want me to throw you a party?
No. Well, I'm not gonna be here either. So you know that's a thing.
You're gonna be in North Carolina. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think birthday because I was at a birthday thing yesterday too, and it was like a situation where the cake comes out and everyone is singing happy birthday and it's a whole thing, and I'm like, that's kind of like my least favorite thing. Because I feel like everyone's looking at you, you know what I mean? That's just a little bit overwhelming to me. I don't know. I just don't think that's in my personality type to really enjoy something like that. I don't like people looking at me.
You don't like to feel special?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe we have deeper issues with that. Okay. But I don't know.
Unpack it.
Maybe not on camera. But yeah.
I think I'm plotting on my prime birthday, honestly, because I've done the massive party before. There's a video of me through a massive house party, got extremely crossed, just like couldn't really speak right. And they asked me to give a speech. It's a video in the old house, packed living room, probably 50 to 60 people there. They asked me to give a speech, and I'm just like, hey, thank you for coming.
Your drunk voice is hilarious.
Yeah, it changes for sure.
I liked your boat birthday party.
See, I'm starting to get where I think that's the bag. I want to take a smaller group and just make them spend too much money on a great experience. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna make you all come to Hawaii with me this year.
That's worth it though. That'll be worth it. Because I think that's also an experience for everybody.
That's how I see it. And the boat was the same thing. Like, It's like you get to be a little selfish and pick the destination or pick the activity, and the people might just have to pay it, but it's gonna be a good time.
It's worth it.
The boat birthday party was pretty lit.
I enjoyed that a lot. That was very, very funny. But besides the birthdays, did we do anything else of event this week? Anything fun happening? We're throwing a showcase next Thursday. If you're watching this and you want to come support us, we're doing this with our boy Shako Sean. Am I giving him his Instagram at like that?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
The R&B pull-up is going to be next Thursday in LA. If you're there, make sure to pop out. We got 3 amazing performers, Lamaj, Shreda, and Brandy. It's going to be a really good time. Live band, drinks. We're doing Jamaican patties for food.
That's what we're trying to do.
TBD. Might just be pizza. We don't know.
Hey, just pop out and come say what's up to us. We'll
you know
be
what
there.
I'm saying?
We'll be there getting content. Does Brandy just go by just Brandy?
Believe so.
Can you do that? Like,
can you be Brandy even though there is a Brandy?
Like,
I see what you're saying.
Could I come out and be Justin Bieber? You know what I mean?
Well, you could. Well, that's a last name. You'd have to be.
Oh, you're right.
Like, could someone be named LeBron or Kanye?
But it's different because Brandy was just Brandy.
Kanye's just Kanye was
Kanye West. Who's what's a one word white man that I could be?
Y'all don't really have too many one namers.
No, we like our first and last names.
Yeah.
But like Kamal's start R&B career and be Tank.
Well, Tank is crazy. Tank is insane. Yeah, no. I'll keep my name for this. Does Miles have a ring to it?
Just Miles?
No. Like, do you think your name sounds like it could be a famous name?
Yes.
Osei is a good one. I can't lie. Osei is this guy said, yeah, I know.
Born to be a star.
I think my first name does, but I don't know if the combo.
Spencer Lobdell.
Yeah.
That sounds
Lobdell's just a little too German.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel. I mean, you know, Hagen is cool, I guess. Miles is I don't know how I feel about him.
That kind of sounds German too.
It does sound German. Yeah. Well, you know, if we want to get into it, that's not a we'll leave that there, you know. Anyways. Something that we didn't do this weekend was go to Coachella.
Yeah, we did not go to Coachella.
Missed out on the festivities, probably one of the biggest industry events of the year.
I feel away.
I was gonna say I love it a little bit because I'm a crazy person, but like the toxicity in me is like, ooh, like they sleeping on you. Like they don't know your capabilities. That's why you didn't get the Coachella artist pass when really I have no artists that are ready to be on the lineup yet. Soon though.
Yeah, like do you like feeling underestimated?
I love it. It makes me
I don't know if I do.
When I was in the office on Saturday, for sure, bro. I loved all that. That's motivation, bro.
Why do you feel away?
I understand. Like, I don't have any artists that I'm working with on the lineup. So I understand from that perspective why I'm not there. But I think just hearing about how they used to do things in the old days of music, everybody would just go and everybody would be awarded one of those passes. Or at least, you know, if you were on some main character.
If you have motion.
Yeah, if you had motion, you were going. And what I'm starting to realize about the music industry in general is that you can't rely too much on your job.
Yes.
You feel me? You gotta have your own motion and you have to have your own connections.
Yes.
Because I talked to Ron and he was like, bro, you got to talk to me about this in February because every agent gets 2 passes. You feel me?
Who's Ron?
Ron.
CAA.
Oh, you don't know Ron?
No.
Oh, you should meet Ron.
And I don't think our listeners know Ron either.
Okay, I was shout
out to Ron. That's good people. That's a good guy.
Yeah.
All right, my friend Ron works for CAA.
So he's an agent.
Yeah, he's an agent. I think I just completely doxed him, but yes.
We'll cut out the name.
Yeah, no. So
or the last name.
Yeah, sure, whatever. So basically he's an agent and he was like, yeah, like every agent gets 2 passes. Like that's a thing. So if you want them and I can't go, like you just asked me around that time, I gave them backup. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And I was like, yo, there's probably so many people that have like random connections that don't work in music or like are just on some like low-key just have clout. You feel me? Like, why can't I be one of those people?
I was gonna say, there's a couple motion checkpoints throughout the year for people in the entertainment industry where like if you could get into this, that's how you're like, okay, I'm doing something right. I'm on the right path. Yeah. If you have no moves during Grammy week, if you're not going to Coachella, again, this is me to a T because I don't have none of this yet. What's another one? Like Grammys, Coachella.
Those are the big ones, I feel like.
Billboard, no, yes.
Who cares?
Yeah, it's really the springtime where you see where the cards lay.
Yeah. So, we got to get our money up, guys. We gotta be outside a little more.
It's not even. I mean, yeah,
it's not a money thing.
It's not a money thing. It's literally a like connections clout thing.
Yeah,
to be honest,
we got to get our clout up.
It's funny. Even last year though, when I had an artist in the lineup, I didn't go because they were like, "Nah, we're only gonna gift artist wristbands here." Yeah, and I was like, "Damn!" So we're just picking and choosing now. That's crazy.
No, yeah, I felt weird when I went with you and I'm begging for a wristband from whoever would give me one, an artist wristband.
We made it work.
You know
what else I think? I think that the wristbands are plentiful in Indio.
Yes.
If you can get yourself to Indio and like find somewhere to stay and just be in the premise, you're probably gonna get into the festival.
But that's what I'm saying. I did that and I felt nasty.
But you did it. You were there for Frank Ocean in the artist section.
I'm gonna be honest. I loved it. That was a great moment. I felt like a whore.
Why?
I'm whoring myself out for a Coachella wristband.
You didn't have to do that much, bro.
I felt like a whore.
I whored myself out and then I slipped you the wristband.
Exactly. And I was like, Spencer, can you just rip your wristband off and hand it to me? Like, I felt like a whore.
I did that exact same thing, but instead of you doing it to me, it was me doing it to let me not. But you know?
Yeah, but it was a good time. It looked like from the Instagram stories and all that. Travis Scott, I think, was the biggest thing that went on at the whole festival. Yeah,
for sure.
He came back to the
only
desert.
Thing I heard about.
He took over the desert.
Designed the desert. Yep.
He did something that's never been seen before. He started his set at midnight.
Yep.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Had niggas up till 2 a.m.
Uh-huh.
How do we feel about that? Everything that we saw from it. I thought the set list looked incredible, just from a song's perspective.
Yeah, all the clips I saw. First of all, I think Coachella as a production is always incredible. From the vocal mixing, I feel like you can always hear the artist really well, which is a complaint I sometimes have with other festivals. And there's no live stream that really compares to Coachella's live stream. Yeah. Like I tapped around all the different stages, watched some different performances, and I'm like, wow, whoever's producing this live stream deserves an award of their own because it's like I'm there. You know what I mean? Definitely. But watching the Travis Scott clips, I thought he sounded great. I thought the set list was insane. I love that he did the Nokia, not telekinesis. What's the song with Tizo? Nokia Modern Jam mashup. I love that he did some of the older songs. There was a run in there where he went like 90210 into Skeletons. Skeletons live at Coachella would have been a moment. It looked really impressive, and I thought he kind of looked like Big Dog up there.
Yeah, I'll still stand on the fact, why is Tizo Touchdown not on Nokia?
Yeah, he would have been great.
That just really feels like shout out Elkin, he did his thing, but like that just seems like a hand-in-hand fit. But
and then Drake wouldn't need to hide the guy.
Why is he hiding Elkin?
Well, okay, but to your point though, it does seem like Elkin wrote the song, Drake found it, and then he just redid it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he wrote the song, so I guess Drake was just like, I don't need to put anyone else on there.
He won't let Elkin out the house, though. It's kind of crazy.
But Elkin bought his mom a car.
Yes, he did. And that's what matters.
And that's what really matters.
But Travis did look like the man. I think that was the main thing. There's this thing now where obviously we know Kendrick's going super crazy right now. Drake is still relevant and doing his thing, but it does feel like it's time for the next GOAT to start to emerge. Mm-hmm. And Travis has the previous catalog to do that. Does the live performances to a level he could do that, has the youth and our age now, I think, and a little bit older, I think, are all fans. So Travis does feel primed for that next step, and I think this was a good first step in that direction a little bit. I think he needs to drop an album.
Well, first of all, this was not the first step in that direction.
Well, it just seems like he was doing foundational stuff before this. And now it's like, all right, there's nothing more that he could do with these previous eras. I'm ready for him to release the next thing that's going to catapult him into that new stratosphere.
How can you say like the stuff that Travis has been doing is foundational?
Because I think that he has not, he's been at the top of this next generation for a while now.
Okay.
And now it seems like he's ready to overtake the Kendricks, the Drakes, the Kanyes, all the people who previously it was like, oh, Travis is like just younger than them. Now it's like when LeBron and Curry and all them are aging out of the NBA and now we need a new person like Tatum or whatever to step up.
Tatum.
We won't even get there. We won't even get in that bad.
I feel you because it's like dropping like a classic debut. Foundational. That needs to happen if you're going to be a GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay. Dropping a great follow-up album. It has to happen. Dropping another classic to prove that you should be in these conversations. Still, I could say foundational. I would say the moment where he really started to transcend was the Circus Maximus tour.
I was going to say, yeah, that's a fair one.
Selling out that massive arena in Rome and then selling out stadiums all across the United States and all across the world.
Yeah.
And the clips coming out of that off what I think was honestly not his best album. I don't think anyone's going to say that Utopia compares to Rodeo or Astroworld.
And I think that's what kind of threw me off about this whole thing. If Utopia was Astroworld levels, I think we're having a different conversation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, this is undeniable at this point. Like and it still is undeniable. Like Travis is still obviously like crazy, like doing his thing. But like, I wanted a little more out of that project, but I think that he's done enough other things to make up for maybe what I felt like that lacked a little bit.
But people always are talking about Utopia fell flat. Yeah, maybe from like a music and a taste perspective. Like I don't love all the songs on there, right? But man, I'd have to look this up. But from a sales perspective, do you guys know? Like, did it do Astroworld numbers? I feel like it must have.
It did great.
It did great.
You know what I'm saying?
It did really great.
And I think Fiend was a lot to do with that though.
Mm-hmm.
I think that song was like, it was an anthem.
Mm-hmm.
That shit carried all the numbers that the album needed for a while to me.
Mm-hmm.
How many songs off of Utopia are still in your rotation and are going to continue being in your rotation for the rest of the days?
Modern Jam for sure.
Really?
I don't know about Fiend, bro. Because that to me is just like
I don't listen to Fiend.
Yeah, that's just like a rage. Like
My Eyes, I Know, and I really like Sirens. Those are like the three that I'll still play.
I agree with My Eyes.
Telekinesis is good too.
See, I loved it, but I don't play it.
Yeah.
I'll go My Eyes, I Know, and I'm with you with Modern Jam.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my three.
Yeah.
But that's so far fewer than any of the other Travis albums.
Exactly, but maybe I'm hating. Maybe I gotta go back.
It's also a different generation that's listening to this. So like, you know how he just released he re-released Days Before?
Yeah.
And like people were just hearing that for the first time. You know what I mean? Like it's a whole different generation of Travis fans.
Yeah.
So maybe this music to them is like his peak, or maybe they're like, okay, Astroworld was better, but like this is still fire music.
Yeah, and
they don't have as much context for him.
It was far from a bad project.
Exactly.
I think I'm with you where Travis looks like he's about to take that next step, but I worry because I think Travis has become a worse rapper over the course of his career. I think he has actually digressed as a rapper.
I agree. In terms of writing, like his lyrics and his ability
and delivery.
Okay,
delivery, flow, lyrics, all of it.
I mean, Topia Twins to me was that to me.
But I don't think he was trying to, because now I'm thinking think about like Backrooms with Carti. That nigga spazzed on his verse. I'm so sorry.
I still am not like, that's a really
and the
good
Travis
song.
verse on the Shaq West song is great.
It was really good. I don't know. I think he also features on a lot of songs though, and there's a whole lot of Red Fish, Blue Fish, One Fish, Two Fish ass verses.
You just thinking of the one Carti song, the other one that he's on.
Which one? It's that way on. It's
Crush?
that way.
No,
Philly?
no, Philly. Philly is that type of flow.
And he's done that a lot.
But Backrooms, I'm telling you, that song is one of the better Travis rap verses I've heard in a very long time.
I could be wrong, and I also think Travis is the clear successor to the throne at this point.
And rapping is just not what Travis is going to bring me every time, like the technical ability type shit, It is the production, the vibe. Now, the delivery point is interesting because I don't know if that's exactly why I feel like he's suffered a little bit, but that would make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Because there is that hunger that you can't replace. You know, and like early on, Travis, you could tell he was trying to prove something.
Yeah.
And maybe there is a little bit of a loss of that, but I'm still open to it. I feel like Travis always also wants to push himself creatively. I don't feel like he's been completely engulfed by like Flex and I have more money than you, or like the idea of celebrity and that type of thing. I feel like Travis is still a very pure musician. Yeah. So I think there is still hope for his career continuing forward. And I love the people that he collaborates with as well.
Yeah, me too.
I think he has his finger on the pulse of who's up next and is like gonna big them up always.
Now I got a question for you though. If he's one of the new guys, right, primed to take that spot, who's bigger, Travis, Carti, or Tyler?
Going back to that big three combo,
it's probably
the new big three.
It's probably Travis is the biggest.
Okay,
it goes Travis, Carti, Tyler.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
From a Tyler fan.
Yeah, Tyler will always be left of center, which is not a negative. Tyler is my favorite artist out of those three, and it's not particularly close, you know, but Tyler doesn't make music for the mainstream. Even though Chromacopia was the closest I think he's come to that, it's still like...
Over Call Me?
Mainstream? Yeah, I mean, I don't think there was a hit on Call Me like Sticky.
What's your name?
Oof. What's your name? I don't think What's Your Name was as big as Sticky.
And
Sticky was a big moment.
Yeah, bro, but that's like one of his worst songs.
I don't like that song like that.
Yeah,
it's a bad song.
But that's besides the point. I just think the other two, particularly Travis, is like dead center of what hip hop is. We've had this conversation a lot, but I really think that is where the zeitgeist is in the culture, is Travis Scott. Carti's a little right of center, but he's a lot closer than Tyler. Tyler's left of center.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, fuck. But what really impressed me though about, we don't have to like go super into Tyler, but the only thing that made me kind of think that Tyler had a chance at it was what's the song that went viral on TikTok from the last album? Like Him?
Oh, Like Him.
I was like, what? I would have never thought that would have been the one to catch crazy.
Yeah.
And niggas love that. And that was literally just the epitome of Tyler music, you know? The crazy production, the breakdown. He's kind of singing on that with the change voice. But I do like that being the big three too, currently.
And I will say that is why I really like Chromacopia, to be honest, is for Tyler to be able to maintain his quirkiness and his strangeness while still going number one for 3 weeks in a row and selling 300,000 units first week and having Billboard charting songs and a TikTok moment without really, because I know you guys didn't care for Chromacopia as much as the previous albums, but it was still truly a Tyler album.
It was so Tyler. I think that's why I didn't like it as much. I want the next step from Tyler.
Yeah. I don't ever want him to move into the mainstream though. You know what I mean? No. I think I love where he's at.
I like Igor. I want Igor again.
Igor's his best work.
I want something that makes me feel excited like that again.
Yeah.
And I think even I think that Utopia and Chromacopia kind of have that a lot in common a little bit, where it almost didn't give me enough. Neither of those albums gave me enough experimentation. It just felt like them further exploring a sound that I know they could do really, really well. And I feel like at this point in their careers, when they've already done so much, what's your left of center thing that you're going to give me? What's your 808s and Heartbreak to make it a Kanye thing?
Yeah.
You know? So I think
like
that
that
for both of them, I think that's going to be what really allows them to level up.
Getting back to Travis Scott, I am curious, how do you rank his discography, mixtapes included?
That's so... Okay, are we all in agreement on the number one or no? To me, Rodeo is the easy choice. But I could be wrong. Because I feel like Astroworld is...
I was going to put Astroworld above it.
For me, it's just not... It's not even a question. Quality, hits, everything, impact, pushing the culture forward. I think Rodeo is the best trap album of all time. Like, Rodeo number one for me.
Over DS2?
Yeah.
I feel you. I think they're very close. Give me your whole list, though.
I go Rodeo, Astroworld, Days Before... Birds. What's the
Owl Pharaoh or Utopia?
Utopia, Owl Pharaoh.
Osei?
Astroworld, Rodeo, Days Before, Utopia. Wait, no. I messed up. I messed
run
up.
that back.
Birds.
I messed up because I forgot about Birds. I put that shit way too low. Birds was a moment, bro.
Birds is... Putting Days Before Birds was
no, Birds is number 3. So really, it's Astroworld, Rodeo, Birds, Days Before, Utopia, Owl Pharaoh.
Okay.
Yes.
I think I gotta go Huncho Jack.
Oh my god.
Huncho Jack.
Huncho Jack dead last.
There's slaps on that album. I always say that.
I think we're all definitely in the same vein because I go Rodeo, Astroworld, 1A, 1B, very close for me. But then Days. Oh no, I'm sorry. Birds, Days Before, Utopia, Owl Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Even though Hell of a Night is like low key my favorite Travis song ever.
That's it. There's just too many like he's still figuring it out moments on Owl Pharaoh for me. But just like from rawness and like from an inspiration perspective, if you go back to Owl Pharaoh, it's so cool to see him figuring it out. And I feel like that was also like you see him figuring it out as a producer as well as a rapper.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm actually going to change it. I'm going to put Owl Pharaoh above Utopia.
I knew you were going to do it.
Because, like, you're right. That's more exciting of a listen. Maybe it's not as good of a whole album, but it is more exciting. It makes me feel more things. I'm not the biggest Utopia fan.
I'm not the biggest Utopia fan, but when I go back and listen to it, I'm like, oh, this is better than I remember. Whereas Owl Pharaoh, it's like, I see why this is the first thing he ever really put out.
Yeah, that's probably the right answer. I'm going to stand on mine, though. I should go back to Utopia. I haven't re-listened to that whole project probably since it came out.
There's some hitters. There's some hitters on there for sure. And I think that it was cinematic. He was trying to go for a big moment. I just don't think it lived up to the hype coming off like what we saw him do with Astroworld when he built that up for so many years and it overly delivered with insanely high expectations. Mm-hmm. I'm just so like, I don't know how you could put Astroworld over Rodeo, bro.
Really?
Like I do know how. I just am like, Rodeo is like one of the most impactful albums I've ever heard in my entire life. That really changed my whole perception on music and what it could be. That nigga fucking got Justin Bieber delivering maybe his best verse ever.
Yeah, I mean, Rodeo is the more impactful album.
Yeah.
But Astroworld is Travis Scott music done perfectly to a T. Like some of those songs on there, bro, even the ones that got played out, like I went back and listened to Carousel the other day.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But
I mean, that's some of his best songwriting.
But
too.
Bro, 90210. Antidote, even if you want to go just hit for hit, you know.
Skeletons. You want to hit Sicko Mode.
Maria, I'm drunk. Fucking impossible. Like we could do that.
Coffee Bean, Wake Up. The introduction to Don Toliver.
We're just gonna name songs. We're just gonna name songs back and forth.
Like I don't know. It's really fair. It's really close.
It is very fair. It is very fair. I think again, just sentimental. Just sentimental, you know. It really is pick your preference. Like I'm not gonna look at you crazy if you say Astroworld. I think it definitely has a case just because there's so many bangers. Is there any misses on either album? I don't think either of those albums has a miss.
I am trying really hard to think of one.
That's fire. Travis, you gotta put some respect on Travis's name.
I feel like I might be missing something on Rodeo.
I mean,
I need the track.
Sometimes I skip Flying High with Tori Moy.
Yeah.
Sometimes
that's the closest one, but I do like that. I like that song.
I like it too.
But I wouldn't call it a miss.
It's not a miss.
It's not a miss. It's
not
just
a
time
miss.
and place thing. But yeah, that's the closest one to it.
On Astroworld, I think there might be because that's a denser track list, and I don't listen to all those songs. But there's not one that's coming out.
Yeah.
What's your favorite song on Rodeo?
My favorite song on Rodeo is "Oh My Decide." Oh My Decide or Impossible. I'm gonna go "Oh My Decide."
I think Maria, I'm drunk. Like I don't think like I know that's like a standout, but again, Justin Bieber's best verse.
Yeah, that's
you know
top
what I'm saying?
five.
Like
that's
that,
top five for me for sure.
That to me is probably my favorite.
That's probably what I play the most. That one just gets played in so many settings. But I think my favorite is "Pray for Love" with The Weeknd. Like that was the one that really like got me into that album, you know?
Bro, are you kidding me? The last verse on that song from Travis. Mm-hmm. And then when we underrated is an understatement. Nah, that shit is hard. Best time ever.
What about I'm sorry to stay on Travis for a second. What about Astroworld? What's your favorite song on Astroworld? Because mine is without a doubt Skeletons.
I play Wake Up.
I was gonna say Wake Up is up. I gotta look at this track list.
I think Skeletons is his best song ever.
Skeletons is a great song. That's just wrong.
I almost wish Carousel with Frank Ocean. I wish that was a better song or a longer song. I don't know. I feel like I didn't get enough from Frank in that.
My favorite song on Astroworld is Coffee Bean. Yeah.
I don't like that song as much as everyone else does.
That's a great song.
I love that song. It's just a vibe. I could play that at so many different times of the day. You know, it's just easy to put on. That's a vibe.
I feel like he don't be saying nothing on that, but
I actually think that like he's kind of talking about his relationship with Kylie a little bit on that song. You be saying a lot of songs that low-key have a message, don't have a message.
It didn't have a message to me.
I realized when you said that about, what was the song you said, Still Here? He was like, that's a bad Drake song.
That was a bad take.
I was like, that's a
No, I stand on that. I still don't like that
song. That's a really bad take. That's an awful take.
Yeah.
But I'll let you have that. Another artist who dropped a banger, Kendrick Lamar, gave us the Luther video over the weekend.
I'm sorry to step on your transition.
What
Can we stay on Coachella?
Okay, what else?
You guys
yeah. We could do more Coachella talk because what else happened?
I don't know, like Claro
with Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, being introduced by Bernie Sanders. Yeah. That's like so perfectly in her pocket.
That's her.
Like, have you seen like the bisexuals of Brooklyn like claiming Claro really hard on the internet?
Claro is very easy to like. She's one of those people that's just like, I feel like she's a great time to be around outside of being like a celebrity. Like, I wouldn't mind hanging out with her and having a conversation.
Yeah, and the music is like, it's everyone can like it because it's like poppy and familiar enough that I think like a more casual fan would enjoy it, but it's complex enough that like the nerdiest, weirdest music lovers still love it.
Because it's not corny.
Never.
I don't think it's ever corny, but I think, again, that's a testament to her being like a really good writer.
Yeah.
Like, those are interesting ass songs to listen to while still being like poppy and digestible.
Yeah.
I saw David face plant while trying to do a backflip.
Oh, that was crazy. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
He did like the whole run up to the stage. He tried to do a backflip off it and just didn't like land it. I fuck with that kid because he is also someone who's like, seems very likable. And he's like, he laughed at himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's been just posting about it and like having fun with it. He showed the rehearsal footage of him doing it and landing it.
Yeah.
That was really cool to see.
You know what I didn't realize about David though was how big he is. Like, I didn't realize he had, he's got like 2 million followers. Like, he's like, I mean, like streams too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize that people like knew him like that. I thought he was still like up and coming.
I think he has hit songs. Like, he has some really big TikTok songs.
Mm-hmm. Miles has been trying to push the David agenda on me for years, just screaming about David.
But why does he not feel like a bigger artist? I mean, I know he opened up for SZA too. Like, I don't know, but it doesn't, to me at least, I don't feel like he is like the biggest artist.
I feel like it is, and like now he's doing the crossover with the streamer Jason the Ween. He came out on his Coachella set. He had that one girl Pokimane in the video and everything. Like, I think he understands the internet very well, and he is in that pocket. The TikTok thing obviously is how he blew up, and I think he still plays to that crowd. I think that he's very Gen Alpha.
I think
is that the one under us?
Gen Alpha, yeah.
Yeah, they all love him.
Yeah, I mean, maybe it'll just take some time, right? Like, I feel like it might just be like, you see how everyone was posting about the Cleo Soul concert?
Yeah.
You know, like, maybe it'll take like a few more years of him being great until like I feel the real impact.
Well, you can't. Are you saying you didn't feel Cleo Soul's impact till she did the arena tour?
I liked her music a lot, but I didn't listen like that.
Oh, well, I don't think her and David are in the same.
Well, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
What?
She's just like she's different.
She's really special.
Yeah, she's really special.
I'm not saying the music's not good. I'm more so saying like for her to have that moment, it kind of went under my radar personally. I don't know if other people knew that this come up was going crazy, but I always knew Cleo Soul as a talented songstress and writer. But I didn't think she was like a huge and like well-known act until the Hollywood Bowl thing.
It was a slow build. And I think with some of the best talent, you don't realize how big they are until you see them live or see footage from a live show. Because I think somebody that doesn't even necessarily have a hit or anything close to it, Cleo Soul's never touched the top 100, but she can sell out the Hollywood Bowl because she's a generational talent. There are other acts like that. Like, you look at the pocket that she's in, Jungle, Assault, some of these like UK dance soul vibes, they'll sell out arenas, you know what I mean? But you've never heard of them because they have never got a hit.
And I also think you can't underrate making music for everyone. Like, a 16-year-old could want to go to a Cleo Soul concert and a 40-year-old could want to go to a Cleo Soul concert. And I think that's going to show up maybe not in streaming, but in hard ticket sales. That's where she's really going to shine. Because while, you know what I mean, I was doing the thing, like I think everyone was impressed by her selling out those shows. And that is a conversation, and that was even like something that we've talked about in the building a lot. It's like, hold on, like, you got to really pay attention to these type of artists because it is that slow build, that slow burn. And while they're not going to make a ton of money for you maybe off streaming, there's other ways that these people are really making huge careers for themselves that you may not be all the way privy to. And I love how TikTok has even brought back, like we were talking about the Snow Allegra thing. Mm-hmm. Bro, there's an album from 2021 that I think we've both been fans of and like known that there's slaps on there. But now the song with Pharrell, In Your Eyes, is going crazy on TikTok. It's doing like 300K a day. You know what I mean? Like that's fire for her.
Oh, here's my take actually. I'm pushing back. David's going to be bigger.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Then Cleo?
Yeah.
See,
I think that's fair.
I've never had a David song connect with me. I think the kid is super talented, but I haven't personally been unaffected by his music thus far. He's still young, plenty of time. You might be right. I want to push back on your pushback and say, no, he won't, because Cleo Sol is incredible. But you can have that because I don't really listen to David.
Yeah, he's going to be a superstar. I think he's going to be a super, super crazy person because he has the personality, does the online stuff, and the music is great. Like and he's super young, so like he has a lot of time to grow, and I think he's going to push himself artistically. He's going to go.
He is like the same trajectory that like X was going to have.
Well, no.
What are you saying?
Well, no, that's a little bit. It's a little bit different.
Yo, what the fuck are you saying? That
true.
Could not be more.
There's just so many
off
other
the mark
comparisons.
That's true.
When X came onto the scene, it was an explosion, bro.
Would you not say that a kid that's had multiple TikTok hits and charting songs is not an explosion?
What are those songs called?
I don't know.
You don't know any of the songs. You couldn't name one David song.
And we just called him Gen Alpha. By the way, he streams like crazy. He's got like 100,000 subs or some shit like that.
What are you talking about? That's not streams, 100,000 subs? What are you talking about?
My bad. I was talking about
because he doesn't have 100,000 monthly listeners.
Whoa, white man.
He has more than 100,000 monthly listeners.
No.
I meant 100 million. Yeah,
I'm finishing my point. I'm talking about streaming like Twitch. Which
I don't like when you call me white man.
Nope. Too late. White man. No, I was talking about streams like Twitch. Like he streams like crazy. Like he has a bunch of subs. I misspoke.
Does he really?
He does.
100,000 of them?
I don't think that's true.
But do you know?
Do you?
No, so we cancel each other
Just
out.
get off your David soapbox if you don't have a song.
Because you don't even like. Because he started off by saying, "I didn't even know that this nigga was that much of a fan." From an actual fan of the nigga's music.
But do you feel like what I said is true? That he's gonna be a superstar?
Yes.
And that he's gonna be bigger than Cleo Sol?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Sure.
That's also like she's. Never mind.
Are you a big Cleo Sol fan?
I've loved Cleo Sol for years.
Okay. Name 5 Cleo Sol songs.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Because he's not that big of a Cleo Sol fan.
I'm a big Cleo Sol fan.
I think you'd listen.
Let's
to Cleo
go.
Sol.
Come on now.
I listen to the Gold album all the time.
Yeah, I
listen to albums of Cleo Sol.
What was the last one that came out last year?
Gold.
There was 2.
I know the other one was like silver.
No.
What was it?
Mother.
Oh yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Oh god.
All right, you got me. You got me.
That was a good reaction.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any other Coachella stuff we want to talk about? Yeet performed on top of a bell.
Got this bell chain on stage.
Yeah. That's an interesting brand.
Yeah, I don't get it anymore. I don't think I get it anymore. I did like when he performed Feel No Ways though. But besides that, I was like, I don't know if I get this.
Weird.
That was funny.
That was so weird.
And I tried to watch it back on stream because the first time I liked it, then the second time I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
He's a guy.
I watched a lot of clips from the Green Day show. I saw O3 Greedo and OGZ watching Green Day together, and it really made me wish I was there.
Okay.
Because Green Day was like very influential to me as a 10-year-old.
What's a Green Day song I would know? I feel like I know a Green
You know
Day
a bunch
song.
of Green Day songs. You know Wake Me Up When September Ends.
How does it go?
Summer has come and passed. My innocence will never last. Wake me up. You know Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I walk this lonely road.
I know American Idiot.
You know,
yeah, that's the one that I know.
You know Holiday. They have hits. You definitely know When I Come Around. You might know Basket Case.
That's their biggest song on Apple Music, apparently.
What is?
Basket Case.
That doesn't seem like a proper representation, but
okay. I like the names of their albums. They have an album called Nimrod.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
I was in a Green Day. Dookie is their best album. I was in a Green Day cover band, so Green Day means a lot to me. So that would have been a big nostalgia moment.
Do you have any videos we could insert right here?
No. I have a picture that I'll put here, but no videos. Yeah.
Did I see anything else interesting from Coachella? No.
I saw a lot of videos of Timothy Chalamet in the crowd, hugging on Kylie Jenner, watching Charlie XCX.
Is that like the couple right now?
Gotta be.
Like the hottest couple?
Gotta be. I can't think of anyone close.
Probably.
Oh, Zendaya, Tom Holland. They seem like
they were there, or you're saying they're the hotter couple?
I think they are more likable. I think Timothy and Kylie are a hotter couple right now. But I think, because there's a lot of, like when they were all at Wimbledon, you know, there was the viral clips of Kylie like rubbing all over Tim, and Tim being kind of like not really into it and like standing up. And then you see Tom Holland and Zendaya, and they're just like chatting.
I was gonna say
very comfortable, like just being way cooler.
They also look like, I feel like Tom and Zendaya are like married at this point.
Yeah,
like you know what you're gonna get from them. You know, they solid, they locked in for sure.
I think Kylie be touching on him a little too much in public. Personally,
I just don't like Kylie Jenner.
She be like really rubbing him.
I don't like her.
There's not a lot of celebrity couples that I enjoy seeing on my timeline.
What's another celebrity couple? I'm trying to think of some. I don't know.
Josh Allen, Haley Steinfeld.
No, Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. We're not that podcast.
yeah.
We'll
go
leave that where
should
it
we become
is.
that?
No, go watch Call Her Daddy.
We need a what's it called? A gossip segment.
Would you? Osei's gonna date a celebrity though.
Osei's
gonna be a part of a celebrity couple.
Maybe like a pseudo celebrity.
Nah,
like a Z list.
You got? No, I think you date like a Quellen Blackwell. I could see you doing that.
Yes.
Who are you gonna pop out with, Osei? And what's the timeline? Like in the next 3 years, you think?
Honestly, out here, bro, like you could cook up anything.
Yeah.
You feel me?
What type of famous do you want? Like, do you want like an athlete? You want a streamer? Maybe you could be with Zoe Spencer. Y'all could do something like that.
Shout out Zoe.
There's already a relationship there. Yeah.
I like Zoe a lot.
You know?
No, I think I'm more, but I do tend to lean more toward athletes. You know, I like athletes a lot, so that's kind of my bad.
Someone on the LA Sparks.
Yeah.
I think they'd be a little too tall for you.
I mean,
Osei likes tall girls, bro.
Look, I'm open to all. You feel me? I'm open to a lot.
Sexy Red.
That's a beautiful woman.
All women are beautiful.
That's not true.
Damn.
That's not true. We're not that type of podcast either. Come on now.
Somewhere where there was a beautiful woman, SZA was in the Luther music video.
Good transition.
How'd you guys feel about that?
I love the video.
It was a masterclass. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think Kendrick's art direction is really unparalleled.
It was unmatched. Now I almost hated. I almost came in here to hate because the start of the video was a little bit rocky to me, just because the song kept cutting in and out.
Oh, you didn't like that?
I accept it was artistic. It wasn't for the song because we've all heard the shit. We know about that. They were trying to do their whole little short film thing, whatever. And I did enjoy that. So it grew on me as we continue to watch it. The story came together. It was probably one of the most creative videos I've seen in a while.
Yeah, and I think I like the pace and the cuts a lot because I think it really gave a chance to show the sample. You know, like in most of those cuts, you hear the original Luther song, you know, playing like off a radio or on some speakers. And I think, you know, that's the #1 song in the world.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people didn't make that connection.
Yeah. Like when you was hating on me when I said Luther smoked that.
I was kidding, bro.
Yeah,
I was kidding. I was kidding. Of course he smoked that.
He's like, you're glazing Luther Vandross way too much, bro.
You know what I'm going to say? That nigga killed that song, bro.
I was joking, but I love the video. I think, it's like, I mean, after watching the Nokia video, I didn't want to make it about that.
I didn't want to be that guy, but now that we did it, bro, killed that nigga. I'm so sorry. Like the little black and white thing that he did just in a couple shots, he did it, bodied the whole Nokia video. I love Nokia. I think that shit's a slap. Kendrick said, you thought you was going #1, nigga. You thought.
Yeah.
Boom, better video, and my song's still better. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's easy to make the comparison because there's definitely still competition, right? You see Nokia soaring up the charts.
Yep. It got closer this week.
The timing of this video is clearly in response. It's clearly in response to that.
I mean, it had to be made. That's weeks of prep.
Oh yeah, but he was waiting until the Nokia video came out.
Really?
You
think so?
I think he was. And I like that there was no shots in the video. The video was very much about the song, about the piece of art, but you can be a little petty with the timing.
Yeah.
You know?
It was fire.
Also, I would love to know who does location scouting for PG Lang and TDE because they always seem to be shooting in the most beautiful like architecture, like all these like curves and buildings that don't even look real. Like, do you remember the N95 video?
Yeah. Yeah.
People were saying that was like his backyard, but he was in like this cube of like water.
I was gonna say with the waterfall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. They shoot in the most beautiful places.
What if this was just Kendrick's house?
Could be.
Pendigo said Wakanda. Kendrick's the only one with access to Wakanda.
That's so funny.
He's going to places that we've never heard of. My only question is, and again, not to be messy, but like, why not Whitney in the video?
Bro,
I'm sorry.
Stop it.
I just want to know.
Stop it.
I just want to know.
Probably because she didn't want to be in it.
Yeah.
And that's not the life for her.
Seems like they've already talked about things like this.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen her in any video besides the Not Like Us video, and that was a response to
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
The other side.
Why did you move to New York? I don't know. But hey.
But can we talk about the charts a little bit?
Yeah.
Because Luther's the number one song in the country for the last, I don't even know how long.
Yes.
Nokia made a really strong push. We're talking about predictions. I do want to preface that. Normally the predictions are pretty spot on, but the official charts won't come out until tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So we are speaking on predictions. But it looks like Nokia honestly still isn't like super close, but bumped up to number 2. It's right there.
When niggas said Nokia wasn't doing what it's supposed to do.
Oh no, it got the video package and it's continuing to go viral. It's doing what, because he's the number 1 artist, or at least the number 2 artist.
I gotta walk back what I said about Nokia as well. I like the song more. It's not my favorite Drake song, but I like the song more. And yeah, that's a hit record.
Or you could just say Miles was right.
Ooh.
No, you weren't right, because at the time it hadn't done it yet.
I don't know if exactly. I don't know if I want to say that you're right, because I don't fully remember your point, but I do remember me saying that it wasn't a hit, and that's just untrue. So I take that back.
Miles was saying that it had done exactly what it needed to do by being number 8 on the charts. And
that's a crazy.
And it had just gotten the video and it was continuing to do what it's supposed to do.
And I'm saying it hadn't done it yet. Now I will agree with you. At this point, number 2 being beat out by, like you said, a song for everyone, a huge hit by Kendrick and SZA. Now, yes, Nokia has done what it's supposed to do. But you see what I'm talking about, bro? It had to get at least number 2 before you can say Drake is doing everything he needed to do with the big song from his album.
What's a better song?
Luther.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think Luther as well.
Yeah.
It's not close.
But aside from the top 2, I mean, what was really interesting, there were a couple really interesting things about these chart predictions. The first thing I obviously noticed is that Bailey Zimmerman, Big X the Plug song, projected to debut at number 4 on the Hot 100.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What do you guys think about that?
It's genius. Smart move. I really feel like Big X the Plug like streams on by himself. You feel me? Like we talk about him like getting like gold and platinum records like pretty early in his career. But I do feel like a country song, or what would you consider as a country song? Folks?
Totally, full country.
Okay,
yeah.
So like, I feel like that is a perfect transition for an artist like that.
Yeah.
Not necessarily like fully dive in, right? But take advantage of the fact that like you're so deeply rooted in Texas. You feel me?
Yeah.
And grab on to, another genre that's doing super well and make that record, bro. Because it doesn't feel inauthentic in my eyes. Now, do we like the song? That's a different question. But I think there is an authenticity to it.
I was going to say, you always have to. It always gets thrown in our face every couple of months, if it's not every couple of years, that pop rap does have this potential.
Mm-hmm.
When you get a DaBaby, when you get a Polo G at the height of his powers, when fucking Post Malone was doing his rapping thing, this type of music goes. People like it. It's not overly vulgar, which I think is the thing, and it's a flow that's very repeatable and like earwormy and sticky, and people can nod their head to it. This is it's very easy listening music, especially for like middle America, I feel like. Mm-hmm. So I'm not mad at it. Shout out Big X the Plug. It's again not my favorite type of rap, but to call the man like untalented or something like that would be crazy. He clearly knows what's gonna be a hit at this point and is making all the right moves continuously.
Yeah, and he was doing crazy numbers on streaming services before any hits.
Type.
You know what I mean? Like he has really built a core fan group that I think will support him regardless. And it's in its own pocket. Yeah. There are people that just listen to Big X the Plug. Yeah. Like there are people that just listen to Raw Wave. If Big X the Plug could sell out an arena, I'd think it was the same kind of deal. And where Rod kind of carved out his own lane in this shit. Yeah. I don't. That's too much. Rod is obviously far. Comparing them is disrespectful to Rod Wave at this point. Yes. But Big X is doing something very impressive.
I was gonna say, I bet you there's a lot of people who the only rapper they listen to is Big X the Plug. They're probably only listening to country music, pop music, and like if they're gonna listen to rap, I'm gonna put on that Big X the Plug song.
Yeah, no, facts.
Which is a crazy life to live.
Kind of like DaBaby at his height.
Yes, DaBaby was a little more a little more toxic, you know, a little more. He would get into a little more vulgar shit in his raps. But Big X the Plug is like, I could see like a parent listening to that shit.
Well, maybe.
I'm saying like, you know, if it came on the radio, they'd be like, oh, I know this one.
I mean, yeah, but I'm not gonna say he's like also super corny. Like I listen to some Big X the Plug songs that I really like. To be completely honest, like there are slaps. He has some really good songs. You don't have to agree. That's fine. But I think that's very impressive. Not a lot of rappers have been able to break into that top 10 this year. Yeah. So shout out Big X.
Shout out Big X.
Another observation was on the album charts, it looked like Carti is going to regain the number 1 spot. Mm-hmm. Shout out Carti. But all but 2 songs fell out of the top 100.
Yeah.
You know, and the 2 songs, Evil Jordan and
Rather Lie,
are both outside the top 50.
Yeah.
So that was really interesting to me. And honestly, to me, that's impressive. And I came on here and said I wasn't impressed by the 20 or the 30 songs all in the top 100. This is almost more impressive to me. To have an album go number 1 with only 2 songs. There's no real hits on this album, but the album as a whole is incredible. And I think everyone has different songs they like, and there's a cult fan base. So this to me is really impressive.
Yeah, I agree. Run the tape back. Niggas seen what I've been on with this shit. But I was surprised that none of the songs were super sticky. I thought Rather Lie might be able to chart a little bit higher. But again, like I think we're really seeing with this top 10 the type of music that all people are listening to. And this is just such a small portion of people really are passionate about Carti. You know?
So this sounds like a Spencer is right.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That sounds like a niche to me.
Man, you got to give Spencer his flowers.
I mean, you know what I mean? I think that I said that in the fucking thing. Why it's
not. Come on. No, you never said. You hated on me when I said it was niche.
I don't think it's niche.
What you just described is a niche.
I think that putting it in competition with the other songs in the top 10 is why it's not going to chart from a song's perspective, but from an album perspective.
Can we run the tape back to where you said something like the top 10 is reflective of what everyone wants to hear? Carti has a small portion of people that stream it religiously.
Yes.
That's called a niche.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
Didn't you also say that everyone wants to hear Carti? Like this is what the new generation wants to hear?
Yeah, he did.
All the rap fans want to hear Carti. Carti's the number 1 album. What do you mean? Is that not reflective of what I said? How is it the number 1 album then?
Interesting.
How is it the number 1 album then? Respond to that.
Hey man, I personally don't know. I'm a little confused as well by the numbers.
Because niggas want to hear it.
To have the number 1 album, but then to have all the songs fall out of the top 50, I don't know. That doesn't make that much sense to me.
I think he has a fairly large niche.
It's not a niche. It's not a niche.
He has a pretty large niche.
It's not a niche.
I think he has a pretty large niche, and that niche has 35 songs to play. Since that album has come out, that niche has not needed to bat an eye at Ken Carson
and here's my
or Destroy Lonely.
And here's my
they
thing.
have had everything they could need. They have 35 songs.
And what I was trying to say with my point, rather than saying it was a niche, I'm more so trying to say older people. Like no one over 35 is probably playing the Carti shit like that, you know? So I think the youth as a whole, everyone that's young likes Carti. I don't think that's a niche. The majority of young people.
Are we young?
Yes.
I think people I talk to, it's so split, whether they fuck with Carti at all or not. It's like 50-50.
It's not.
Maybe we're around different people, but
maybe we exist in a niche.
What?
Maybe it's all niches.
No, I don't.
Where are you going?
Nichelle.
Shout out Carti. We don't have to get into it again. What else is interesting from the Billboard charts?
There were a couple of new entries. Malcolm Todd is projected a top 100 song, his first one.
Chest Pain.
Wow.
Yep, that's huge. And the Marias are debuting that song that we listened to on stream in the top 100, which is really cool. That I've been listening to that song on repeat. Went on our weekly rotation. Make sure to follow that.
Tap in.
Those were all my observations. Did you guys notice anything interesting?
Not really. Do we have any female rappers in the top 100?
Glorilla.
With what song?
I don't know, but she's there.
Yeah, I mean,
confirmed.
I agree with that. I'd put money on it.
Yeah.
I thought they were like just killing the game. That Lola Young song "Messy" is interesting. Mutt at 21 is pretty cool to me.
Oh, is it the Chris Brown remixes or just Mutt?
Just Mutt.
That's super fire.
But that's been up there. That has been moving up.
Morgan Wallen has a song called "I'm the Problem."
Lil Tecca, he almost did it. I wanted Lil Tecca to like really make some noise, maybe get in the top 10 with that what's it called? Dark Thoughts song.
Where is it at?
He's at 33 right now.
That's still great.
It's still really good for him. Ooh, should we start doing like weekly Billboard reviews?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm mad at that. Yo, there's some SZA songs in here. 30 for 30 is number 25.
Dot era.
BMF is number 50. Shout out Bad Bunny. He's all over this. Billie Eilish is still all over this. The Chappell Roan song fell out a lot, which I think is all right.
Yeah, I don't really like that song. Speaking of Glorilla, you know what I think? I think Glorilla is what people think Sexy Red is.
Explain more.
I don't think there's a better artist to play at the club or at a party than Glorilla. I think Glorilla is the number one hit maker for that setting because I think the women love it. Obviously, everyone, but I think the men like fuck with Glorilla more than any other woman making music. To be honest,
I think her and Sexy are still in competition.
I think
they're in competition, but I agree with Spencer more. Especially after seeing her at I think she performed at like 10:30 at Coachella the first night.
At night?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like right before, damn, who did she perform right before? I'm blanking out. But
the headliner.
Yeah. Glorilla's a much bigger artist than Sexy.
Yeah.
She has much more of a catalog for sure. But shout out her, honestly. She deserves everything she's doing. I think she's going to continue to make hits. Do you think she drops an album this year?
I mean, she dropped it the back end of last year, right? Yeah. So I don't know.
She might not need to.
She's still cooking on with a couple of those songs.
And she's touring. She's about to go on tour, or she is on tour?
Yeah, she's still on tour right now.
Yeah,
but it's coming to the last leg of it. So
crazy now. Shout out to her. She's also really stepped up her stage performance a lot. I want to say she was working with Teyana Taylor on it.
That's cool.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Right? Okay, you heard that too? Yeah. So shout out to Teyana Taylor because I think a lot of people have been utilizing her for choreography and things like that because she's one of the best dancers we have in the game and understands how to move a crowd just with like her dance in a super crazy way. But Glorilla has put in the work to become the superstar that she is now.
Yeah.
This was like literally, we really thought it was over for her. When she did that cha-cha-cha song, I was like, oh, it's clipped.
Yeah.
You're done. And she did a whole, is it 180? Yeah, she did a 180.
Yeah.
Completely. Shout out to her.
What was her breakout song? I'm trying to remember the first Glorilla song I heard.
FNF.
Yes.
Yeah.
She had FNF, and then what was the one, Tomorrow 2 was crazy.
Yeah.
And that Cardi remix. Oh my God, I still love that. That's one of the best Cardi B verses in a very long time. When is Cardi B going to drop? Never.
I know we decided not to talk about this, but now we're here naturally. Billboard did rank Glorilla as a top 20 female rapper ever already.
Yeah.
Wow.
That list was really interesting to me because it seemed like a bunch of really new people where I'm like, I don't know if you should be here yet. And then a bunch of really old people that I was like, I don't know if I know a song by you. You know what I mean? And then in between them all was like Nicki Minaj. And then like, it was either one or the other, you know?
Nicki Minaj was number one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I saw somewhere on Twitter that they put like Missy Elliott number 1.
She was 2.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill 3.
I think that you had to, with this list, go the women who are obviously foundational in this, and like you could see the offshoots of them. Like I think that Lil' Kim is the reason you have a Nicki Minaj, this kind of like women embracing their sexuality thing, all of that. And then there's the Missy Elliott cloth, the Lauryn Hill cloth that gives you a no name, that gives you a Rhapsody, that gives you the real, like, I don't want to say spitters, but like, you know, the more lyrical miracle type shit. There's them that are going to obviously be represented, and then the new generation of people that are just hit makers.
Yeah.
That have like topped the charts in a crazy way. The Megans, the Cardis, Glorilla, obviously.
I'm fine with Megan and Cardi, but seeing Glow, seeing Doechii, and seeing Lotto, I was like, really already top 25 for all three of them?
I was surprised.
Seems a little premature.
I think it was early with but then like it's early with Doechii and it's early with Lotto. It's those two are the ones that I'm like, all right, a little bit, and maybe Glow.
And it would have been a different story if I would have had a bunch of artists that I'm like, oh, got snubbed. The only one that got left off the list that I wanted to see on there was No Name.
Yeah. Was Rhapsody on here?
Rhapsody was on there.
Nice. Shout out.
Doja got a nice high slot, which I liked.
I was not that familiar with the Brat. I actually listened to her because I was just watching the fucking Jermaine Dupri interview and seeing like how he built her up is crazy. Left Eye, shout out her from TLC. That's obviously tough. Who else was really like made me happy to see on here?
I'm glad they did the right thing with Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, me too.
I think that's easy at this point. I think every other answer is wrong, to be honest with you.
I mean, Missy has a case. It's
she doesn't.
It's like
Missy doesn't have a single leg to stand on versus Nicki Minaj.
I mean, but that's like the classic 90s versus today argument.
No, it's like I feel you.
Yeah.
But like Nicki has too much commercial success, is too relevant after 20 plus years in the industry, has actual technical ability that's crazy on top of hits. Like there's no other female MC that could touch Nicki Minaj.
I agree. I just would not be surprised hearing an old head make the Missy argument.
And Missy doesn't have enough catalog.
I can't speak to it.
You know, it's really not. It's not close.
Yeah.
I'm sure Nicki's in most people's top 10 too.
I think Nicki just overall rap.
Like overall,
yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Ooh, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair. That's why it sucks what's happened with Carti. Because if Carti would have went on a run after that first album, she could be competition.
Yeah.
But she just dropped off the face of the earth.
But what if she drops another one? Then it becomes a
no,
much
it doesn't.
different conversation.
No, it doesn't. You need 3.
No, you don't.
You need 3.
No.
Lauryn Hill was number 3 on the list.
I disagree with that though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I love Lauryn Hill. But I just don't think that you could do that off one album.
But you don't think that if she drops another one of those ones that she's back in that conversation?
Against Nicki? No.
And also...
Oh, okay. I never really liked that they pinned them against each other. I think
they had real beef.
I feel like Nicki Minaj is a much better rapper.
Yeah, and
to be honest. And it makes much better music.
I think they had real life beef and Carti was hot at the time. And they're both from New York. So I think that's what kind of pushed it.
And that's the thing. That was a weird era where it was really just them two.
Yeah.
And before that, it was a weird era where it was just Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. Now we have so many different artists in that like lane, you know.
That's why I think Glorilla needs a project. If Glorilla got an undeniable album, then we could start not having conversations about her obviously competing for the best, but now she's starting to make some headway in the conversation. Yep. But you can't do it without bodies of work because Nicki has Roman's Revenge, Pink Friday, and Beam Me Up Scotty. Mm-hmm. That's a hard 3-piece to compete against.
Pink Print too, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, like there's no one else that got albums like that for real.
Well, I actually want to push back on your Lauryn Hill argument. Lauryn Hill should have been number 2 because she has 3. She has 3.
You don't do the Fuji stuff though.
Andre 3000. What Lauryn Hill is to the Fugees is what Andre is to Outkast, and Andre's in everyone's top 10. But so Lauryn gets to count the score. Lauryn has 2 undeniable classics.
I think Andre is a little bit overrated.
Is Andre in your top 10? I feel like we had this discussion. It's a no, because I know Spencer's a big fan.
Yeah, he's in my top 5.
I think that in terms of like technical rapping ability, in the same list where I'd put a Black Thought or an Earl Sweatshirt in the top 10, I'd put Andre 3000 in there.
Okay.
But in terms of like actual production, artistry, music, like stuff that you put out, no, he's not in my top 10. He's in my top 15, 20.
That's crazy.
You didn't like Roses?
I do, you know, that's a great song. He has a lot of really good songs with Outkast. And it's just him, I get it. But like, you know what I mean? It's just...
Yeah, all the hits on the biggest album is just on his side.
Yeah.
And they're just Andre. And also... Like, there's 3 albums in a row that all could be top 10 hip hop records of all time.
Dolo Andre songs are you putting up against Hove's catalog, Kendrick's catalog, Kanye's catalog, Drake's catalog, solo Andre songs? Just him.
Well, that's not fair because he was a part of a group.
Exactly. And I think you have to just count that against him. You can't say if he wasn't a part of a group.
No, because I'll take Andre's top 50 verses against anyone's.
Verses.
Yeah.
Technical ability.
And
actual
songs,
talent as a rapper.
And songs, bro.
You're taking Andre's top 10 songs against...
If I get to include Outkast songs, yeah.
Nah. Only Andre could be on the song, though.
That's just the Love Below. And the Flute album.
Exactly.
That doesn't matter, bro.
But he doesn't have the output.
Just because he raps with somebody doesn't matter.
I'm not saying it's fair. But you can't discount niggas who had to do 3 verses for themselves versus a nigga who only had to do 1 or 2. Even if the verses are great, because Andre as a technical rapper is top 10 for sure. No questions asked.
And the albums are better,
Damn near top 5.
Outkast, the albums are better, bro.
Then what?
Then what? Hove's best albums? Biggie's best albums? Nas' best albums?
I didn't say Biggie or Nas.
Aquemini is the best album of the 90s. Best 90s hip-hop album ever.
None of his albums are better than top 3 Kendrick albums.
That's stupid.
I don't think so.
So your third Kendrick album is Damn?
Yeah.
So you're saying Aquemini is not better than Damn?
No.
Actually, okay. Agree to disagree.
I'll stand on that.
I think it's preference.
I'm not mad at that.
Agree to disagree. You don't like any 90s music.
That's not true.
Any 90s hip hop, I'm sorry.
I really like
you don't like
Tribe
90s,
Called Quest.
You don't like 90s hip hop. You
like
like Tribe Called Quest.
I like Illmatic a lot. I like Reasonable Doubt a lot.
No, you don't, bro.
You know I like Reasonable Doubt.
You're just lying.
You know what I play, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Name 3 Reasonable Doubt songs.
The Evils.
Is he
Brooklyn's Finest.
Drawing a blank?
Sorry, name 5. That's what
you can't. No, you can't jump up. You can't jump up.
You don't even.
Let me do my third. Let me do my third. Let me do my third.
A lot of thought.
Pretending to be a Reasonable Doubt fan, he can't even pull Dead Presidents out his pocket, bro.
I would have thought of it. I would have got there.
Crazy.
I would have got there.
That's crazy.
I would have got there. Dead Presidents. But yeah, shout out Andre 3000 though. No disrespect, you're a legend. Don't make me do it. You made me do that a lot.
What?
You make me hate on niggas who I don't have no beef with.
Well, I don't think my Andre take is a hot take. I think your take is a hot take.
I think you just be on dick for Andre a little bit. I'm sorry. You do a lot.
By calling him a top 5 rapper ever.
You do a lot, bro.
I don't think that that's just a me thing.
But you do
I'm going to go out and say I don't think that's just a me thing.
It's not just a you thing.
I think that's a common take.
But I just have heard it from Spencer a lot. You know how y'all treat me about how I say I'm a V's fan? That's Spencer for Andre 3000.
Okay, I think that's a lot more justifiable than slurping up V's.
When was the last time I talked about V's, bro?
My bad.
Exactly.
You did just bring him up though.
Because I'm saying that's how y'all treat me. That's how y'all treat me.
Yeah, I'll definitely be the resident Andre fanboy. That's the GOAT. You know? That's the GOAT.
You know, and see you does stuff like that. That's not true. You know that's not true.
Best rapper ever?
Because you called Kendrick the GOAT 2 weeks ago.
Kendrick's the GOAT.
All right, exactly. Pick a side and stand there.
Andre's the 90s GOAT. Kendrick's the today GOAT.
I don't fucking care. Talking about great people, who are your great whites?
Oh. Wait, are we? Can we talk about?
We're gonna keep it rap.
Okay,
we're gonna keep it rap.
If you didn't see I think we should start with a little context.
Of course.
There's a viral picture going around. Somebody did the white rapper Mount Rushmore,
and it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was Eminem, Mac Miller, Paul Wall, and Russ.
Now, there's one person not like the others in that 4. Who is it to you, viewer? I think it's Russ.
Put your intellectual cap on and tell me if Russ's team made this viral.
Now, no hate to Paul Wall. He was a little shaky there too for me.
But I mean, if you were into like, I don't think any of us live in the Paul Wall, Pimp C, Texas, early 2000s world. I think if we did, that makes sense.
I think LP is a better rapper but that is worlds and that is preference. And I do like the Run the Jewels, rapidy rap, crazy production sound more than I do that Southern stuff. So it is fair, but I go LP over him, to be honest.
I mean, I'm taking Paul Wall off it because I just don't know the catalog. It's probably ignorant of me, but I can't say I've ever listened to a Paul Wall album. So I'm going to give you Eminem. No, I'm going to give you Mac Miller first by a landslide.
No. That's not true.
To me, it is.
I mean, I feel you, but we can't say that.
Yes, I can.
We can't.
No, we can. And I don't like anybody else on that list.
I hate Eminem music. I despise Eminem music.
But you're gonna be on some like, because everybody else likes him.
It's undeniable. Like there's some things that are undeniable.
We can say he's a great rapper, but we don't have to say that he's a top 4 or 5 artist for us.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're going white rappers.
There are categories.
That is Eminem.
There are categories that Mac Miller watches Eminem in.
Like what?
Creativity.
That's just not true.
That's
true.
Okay,
no.
I'm willing to die on this hill with you, but creativity is a crazy thing.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. Eminem is like
creativity, versatility.
Dog, there's no Tyler the Creator without Eminem.
I know, bro. I'm not talking about influence. Influence and watches him.
Creativity.
Yeah.
The horrorcore genre, the whole shock value thing. That's Eminem.
Max smoking him.
You can't do that. You can't.
The range, bro. The range.
You can't.
The coolness, the swag. Yeah, Max got all of it.
It's Eminem, bro. Eminem is the best white rapper of all time. We have to say that.
But you can say Mac Miller is somebody you like more.
Yes, I love. I would never play an Eminem song again in my life. I will never, ever press play on an Eminem song again in my life.
This guy.
So I'm with you on that. But you got to put respect on his name.
Can I say my list?
Yeah.
So number 1 by a landslide is Mac Miller. Not even close. Mac Miller, number 1.
He's potting though, so I'll let you do it.
Then we got Eminem right here.
Then Action Bronson.
Then we got Action Bronson. I think we're going to be similar there. My 4th is going to be Slug from Atmosphere. I grew up listening to a lot of Atmosphere. I really like Atmosphere. What, bro? It's hard to reach for a 4th. There's not a lot of great whites.
It's yeah. I mean, we're missing one.
No, I don't think we are. I mean, there's Macklemore. There's Alchemist, but you can only count him as a rapper. No. There is
Yellow Wolf.
No, bro, you don't like Yellow Wolf.
Aesop Rock.
You don't like. I don't like.
G-Eazy.
No.
NF.
Shut up.
Post Malone.
Oh, okay. So I actually did want to talk about that.
Logic.
You should go up there.
I do want to talk about that. Is Post Malone a rapper?
No.
I don't think he is.
Jack Harlow.
Can you hold on for a second?
Post Malone raps.
Brother Ali.
I like Brother Ali.
What is Post Malone then, if not a rapper?
A pop artist. A pop star.
Has he always been a pop artist?
Yeah, I don't think he was rapping on White Iverson. He's singing.
No, he was rapping.
White Iverson.
No, but he gets into that.
He's not a rapper. He just had cornrows and a grill.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give him.
You can't say he wasn't rapping in that song.
He did rap in that song the same way Kid Laroi raps sometimes.
Not the same way.
No, that's
I think exactly the same way.
I don't think so.
You said you did get to one that I actually Slug. Probably a better rapper. I like Atmosphere a lot, but I will put Jack Harlow at the 4th spot.
Logic?
No, he went super corny. He's not white, bro.
Yeah, I was waiting
to say
bro. Logic is a white man.
I've seen a lot of people be like, yo,
don't hate on that.
I'll stand on that.
Joyner Lucas needs the 4th spot.
That's fucking funny.
I was on Reddit and somebody was like, yo, where's Fat Joe? I'm like, yo.
That's
I guess he's not white. Lil Dicky? Yeah, I'm going to have to go. We have the same group, basically. I would go LP where you put Slug.
I told you Jack Harlow's getting on there. I take Slug back.
But that's a wrong decision.
I don't think it is.
Jack Harlow is way too early in his career. You can't disrespect niggas.
Jack Harlow makes music I listen to.
We're going Mount Rushmore, bro.
Then put Paul Wall back up on there. My bad. Put Paul Wall and put Aesop Rock. If it don't matter,
Aesop Rock does not feed into LP. I'm not. Yeah, Slug is. I can't.
What about Riff Raff or Vanilla Ice?
There we go. That's fun.
Okay,
that's fun.
You can have it. I'll go back to Slug.
But maybe Jack Harlow could get in there one day. I think he will. Jack Harlow with one more album could be the 4th.
Guys, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little confused, or I guess I was confused when making this list because I thought you just meant like white people in general.
Yeah.
Oh, we can expand.
We can go there next. Do you want to lead us off?
It's a Mount Rushmore, right? So 4.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is the list that I put together personally. John B, great music.
Nice.
Gordon Ramsay, great food.
Ooh, I like where you're going.
Abraham Lincoln.
I knew you were
great decisions.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew your ass was going to say that. Abraham Lincoln was a bad person. We need to stop pushing that narrative.
Important decision.
Abraham Lincoln was a bad person.
Made an important decision. A couple important
He didn't like us either.
He didn't. But, he did. And then whoever invented Patagonia, because great clothes.
I will go Martha Stewart. Gordon Ramsay is also good. Mac Miller. Regardless, whether we're doing people, artists, whatever, I'm gonna put Mac Miller in there. My 4th, I want to go a white actor. I want to go a white actor that I really enjoy. I found out Vin Diesel was black. I want to put him up there. I found out The Rock was black.
Wait, that's. Oh, you thought they were like Polynesian?
I don't know. I just didn't know they were black.
They don't look like they're white.
Yo,
really?
Well, Vin Diesel low-key does.
Vin Diesel looks
The Rock has always been. I've always been like, what are you?
Yo,
Leonardo DiCaprio. I like him.
Ooh, that's a bad pick.
Why? You don't like him?
He just be preying on young women, but
you act like you don't watch. Let me not.
Leo's great.
Yeah, no, I was about to. I don't know.
But why wouldn't you just go Brad Pitt?
I like more Leonardo DiCaprio movies.
Okay.
Will Smith.
What? Yo, come on, bro.
That's stupid. That's stupid.
You just taking away people's blackness.
My bad.
That's stupid.
That's a dumb comment.
Sorry. You said John B. Name 3 John B songs.
Ooh, I love how you did this because I can't.
I know.
They Don't Know is the only song that puts him in that category for me.
This episode needs to be called Name 3 Songs.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah, that's my list and I'll stand on it.
Can the in-house white expert speak?
Nicolas Cage. I take out.
That's a bad guy.
Why you don't? What has Nicolas Cage done?
He
wrong?
just don't look very good.
Yeah, that's just a bad guy in general. Like,
what did he do?
Like, exist.
He's so funny. What did he do wrong?
This is just a bad guy.
What did he do bad?
Bad character.
Why?
The only thing that he really contributed was National Treasure.
That movie is hilarious.
But besides that, he just weird. Does weird stuff. I don't like him.
What weird stuff does he do?
Are we just gonna? I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. What weird stuff does he do?
He just looks weird to me, bro. Can I just leave it at that? I just don't like the way he looks.
Damn.
I think he's ugly.
I
said it.
I
said it,
He's
man.
not pleasant to look at.
We're just glossing over your Martha Stewart inclusion.
Yeah. What's wrong with Martha Stewart?
That's a good one.
Is it?
I feel like she's fun.
I thought she was confirmed racist, but maybe not.
Oh, she had the show with Snoop.
Oh, my bad.
She got one black friend.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I have a black friend.
I think you're thinking of someone else.
Huh?
I think you're thinking of someone else.
Probably. Betty Crocker.
Ooh, Adele? That's a good white. Adele?
It's solid.
Adele's a great white person.
I thought when she had the Bantu knots, she had some.
Ooh, that knocked her down a couple points.
I thought she had the culture in there. No,
no. Well, Adele, what
the
you
culture
mean?
in her.
Or she got Rich Paul. You feel me?
Shout out you, Adele. I love you.
Yeah, big shouts out Rich Paul, Adele.
I mean, I'm kicking my Mount Rushmore off with Bob Dylan. Activist. Real ally. And also, Bob Dylan was low-key the first rapper. Bob Dylan low-key made rap.
That's a bad take.
I know, I'm kidding.
I'd need the clip to be Bob Dylan created rap.
Bob Dylan created rap
from music. The white man on the hip-hop platform.
No, but just as a musician, legacy songwriting, Bob Dylan. Give me Anthony Bourdain, R.I.P., a real inspirational.
A real eater.
A real eater. Very inspirational.
Oh, okay. Got it.
You already said Mac Miller, so I'll go a little in the same vein and go Tony Hawk.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Tony Hawk is really absolute legend. And then I could go actor too, maybe. I don't think I have really an actor. No, I don't want to go actor.
Dirk Nowitzki?
Ooh, Dirk.
Dirk is a great white person. Dirk is a really good white person. Larry Bird, low key.
No, not Larry. I think Steve Nash over Larry, but probably Dirk over both.
Yeah, Dirk is a good one. Black wife Dirk.
Black wife Dirk. What about Austin Reeves? Is it too early?
I hate Austin Reeves.
Is it too early?
Yes.
Too early to say?
Yes. One good season.
Austin, what about Justin Timberlake?
No. What about Justin Bieber? Justin Bieber's a top 10 white.
He's solid. I mean, but then he was on camera that one time saying the N-word.
I was going to say...
He's allowed.
We could find that video of most white people.
Damn.
I think that video exists of most white people.
Damn. Not
Hot
me.
Take.
Not me. Search wherever you want. You won't find it.
There you go. Scrub the internet, huh?
Yeah. No.
He said, get rid of everything.
What? Oh, Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison.
You got too white with that one.
If you know, you know. I won't go into it.
Nick Saban. I like Nick Saban a lot.
No, Nick Saban sucks.
Why?
You're talking about people that are probably racist, bro.
Definitely not.
What?
Why? What makes you think Nick Saban's racist at all?
He's just mad Southern. You can't be mad Southern and not racist.
I feel like he cares about his players a great deal.
He cares about his boys.
That's the vibe I get from Nick Saban too. Damn. I can't lie.
Nah, y'all hate it.
What about Cooper DeJean? Too early to say?
Elite white though.
Yeah.
Elite white. We sure he's white? We sure he's 100%?
Yeah, bro.
All right.
Don't take Cooper.
Can't get Cooper?
Cooper's ours.
I'll take
He's
Cooper
our only DB.
and I'll give y'all...
Yeah, who are you gonna trade for Cooper? Can we have Miguel?
Can we have Miguel?
You definitely can't have Miguel. You guys definitely can't have Miguel.
What about...
We only have like half of Miguel, I think.
There's no crossover appeal there.
Yeah, I don't even think y'all would know what to do with Miguel.
I don't know if we would either.
Nah, who do we not want? Y'all could have...
No, it has to be a value. Cooper DeJean is a Super Bowl champion.
We're talking about trading people. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to play this game
The
anymore.
race trade.
You guys can have logic. Speaking of that, he's getting in this Playboy Carti era.
Yeah, he is.
Have you heard the music?
Yeah, I heard the snippet.
How we feeling?
If I closed my eyes and you told me it was the next big thing, it might be all right.
Is that what the underground sounds like to you? Y'all feel like you just hear a bunch of Logic doing his fucking Playboy Carti impression?
All jokes aside, I didn't think it was the worst thing I've ever heard. I mean, it's Logic, so it's like corny because we know like his history. But yeah, I didn't think it was the worst thing I ever heard.
Logic was getting his shit off for a minute. And I know you also listen to Logic too. No, I too. I'm not
I've definitely listened to Under Pressure.
Did you ever listen to Logic?
Early, yeah, because he was always. I mean, he's from Maryland, bro.
So what happened?
I just want to be alive.
Did that ruin his? That shouldn't ruin people's career.
I mean, that's just the sentiment of that third album that was super corny.
It was Black Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was all the third album.
Yeah,
the third album sucked.
People.
I can't lie, bro. I think really what happened is that he decided to be himself.
That's not a bad take.
You would think that in rap, not being authentic would be like your downfall. Or sorry, did I say that right? You would think that you'd be able to see through like someone not being authentic, but I feel like Logic wasn't necessarily being like completely true to himself on the first few projects.
I don't know if I agree. I think he just got weird. Like even on the first two albums, he was still doing the Rubik's Cube shit. Like the second album is like super nerdy. He's in like a spacesuit, and it's all about like his voyage to space.
The Incredible.
Oh, but that's the one with Snow Allegra on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some good songs on there.
That was a great. He was poised to be a great artist. Remember when they had him on the Big Three?
Yeah.
The big no. The Big Three was shifted around a couple of times.
He was the mind.
Yeah. No, literally, Logic, Wale, Chance the Rapper, all primed to be in that position.
But yeah, I'm not gonna be tuned into Logic's Cartier. Long story short,
you won't give it a chance.
I won't give it a chance.
That's
Logic
fair.
is one of those people. I think artists have a certain like amount of leeway with me, and once you're just confirmed ass and have dropped that much bad music, you're finished.
Yeah, he was confirmed dead on site when he did the dad bod in front of the crowd.
Yeah.
He was twerking with his shirt off and did the Ice Spice pussy wipe.
There's very few male artists that should ever be shirtless on stage.
I don't know if that's true.
We should see more, right?
I don't think many of them should do that.
A lot do.
Big X the Plug does it every week.
I'm not mad at you being shirtless if you're A, ripped, or B,
super fat.
Extremely fat. Anywhere in between, nah. But like Big X doing it is fire. I can't lie to you. Let us see what we came to see, brother.
Anyways, talking about people who didn't wear shirts, LeBron James caught some flack from Isaiah Thomas.
You're kind of cooking the transitions today.
He was warming up before the Lakers game, just shooting around. Regular LeBron shit. I don't think anybody thought anything of it. And I think this was an NBA TV game, and Isaiah Thomas is just obviously commentating on it. And he just got really, really mad. And he's like, this is a fine. What is he doing? I would never allow something like this. Just really being on his old head shit a little bit. I was kind of just like, why, Isaiah? I didn't think this was a big deal.
No, it was super annoying. And he was like, yeah, I think coaches need to go back to wearing suits. I don't know, it was just super old head and just really terrible takes. Yeah. Really out of touch takes. Somebody quote tweeted and was like, how about LeBron in year 22 still showing up 4 hours early to get his work in? Like, why aren't we talking about that? You know what I mean?
Talk about that,
in a game that didn't matter.
They don't talk about that.
In a game that didn't matter, you know?
You know what I'm saying? Really the best to ever do it. Shout out Braun on another excellent season, bro.
Isaiah Thomas loves to fucking hate.
I mean, I knew that it was clipped for Isaiah Thomas when we got the whole Michael Jordan doc.
He was the villain.
And he was just so hurt that he got left off the dream team.
Yeah.
The one like GOAT that will just never get the clout because literally everyone from players to coaches to executives is like, this guy's a dick.
Was that the I met the criteria?
Yeah. I love the criteria.
Video.
And I still wasn't chosen.
I love that video.
I'm afraid of coming off as Isaiah Thomas one day. That's how you know, like, you're bitter when you start sounding like that, you know?
Yeah.
Reflecting on your losses 20 years after that happened. Just, you got to let it go, gang.
For sure.
I'm sorry about that. But yeah, the NBA is coming to an end. How we feel about the playoffs?
I'm very excited.
We think that we're going to have a pretty straightforward NBA playoffs. Is going to be Celtics in the finals. Who's coming out the West?
It's got to be the Thunder.
Ooh.
It's got to be the Thunder.
Ooh.
I heard the Lakers have like a tough path to the championship.
The Lakers got to go through a lot of people, but I think my interesting thing is that the NBA is fixing all this. There is a narrative going on right now. The Grizzlies fired their coach right before the season ends. Mm-hmm. The Nuggets fired their coach before the season ends.
That shit was stupid.
It just seems like there's a lot of things going on to kind of just make sure the Lakers do what they're supposed to do. The Thunder are the one team that could fuck it up.
Yeah.
And the Rockets also. The young Bulls that didn't get the agenda.
They're too young.
You never know. Niggas didn't think the Mavericks was going to get it done last year.
No, the Rockets are 2 years out, but they're very close.
I just like them because they coach is ready to have smoke with any player on the court. Ime Udoka will fight a nigga.
For sure.
And I like that.
That was a steal. Because everyone knew that whoever swooped him up after the whole Celtics debacle was getting a fucking fighter. You know?
You're in the Celtics front office. Do you fire the coach if he fucks one of your colleagues' wife?
Whoa.
That's what happened.
Wow. Wait. Rewind. I was not hip to this, but now I'm interested.
Yeah.
And then set the stage. Yeah. Having a fantastic season. Okay. All the players love and respect him. Great coach.
Like known as like you're the best up and coming coach in this shit. Like you created culture. Like you're the one. And then Ime came out fucked. I think like one of the higher ups in general management or whatever he fucked one of their wives. Mm-hmm. And then he got fired after a great season where they went to like the conference finals.
You have to.
Or do you fire homeboy? I think he's more replaceable than the coach.
You have to fire him.
Why?
It's a pride thing. It's an ego thing at the end of the day.
But he didn't fuck your wife. You're the decision maker. But he fucked your colleague's wife.
No, that's more where your loyalty lies, right? Because it becomes more of like a man thing, right? Like, is that that's your homeboy? You feel me? Like you go out to dinner together, you watch sports together, you do everything together, and then all of a sudden that transgression happens, and you're just gonna let it happen. You feel me? It's about where your loyalty lies. Now you can sit your homeboy down and be like, "Yo, respectfully, like you got to get your life together.
You got to get your home together.
This is not on me. But if that's your man's, and he asks you to, you might have to consider it.
We should fire his wife."
Yeah, I mean,
there's a more serious conversation about divorce.
Clearly, she's not in a position to get fired.
Also, if you're the head of operations, whoever's making these decisions,
Brad Stevens.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is he the okay? Yeah. If you're Brad Stevens, and you fire homeboy executive, he moves out of town. You got some fine shit in the crib. Ime might come through and fuck her too, bro. You could be next. I think with the wife out the way, he's looking for something else.
Now you might have been right. I think everyone in upper management was like, "Hold on, Ime just needs to get out of Boston."
Who's Ime gonna fuck next?
Who is Ime gonna fuck next? Is a scary thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe and also you have to provide the context too. He was married to Nia Long as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ime was a wild boy.
Wow. But you do have to set a standard and a culture, right? Because it's also about this. It's like, this is not what we do.
We don't fuck other people's wives.
Exactly. We don't do that here.
That's not Celtic tradition.
Exactly. Racism is.
Yeah. You know, what are the narratives we're pushing in Boston? Right. That's my question.
Like getting Kyrie out.
Wait. Was the wife of the executive, was she white?
I would bet $1 million, yes.
Did we find the root? Have we arrived on the source?
Yeah, nah. I mean, this actually kind of goes into.
I thought he was gonna transition us.
This kind of goes into everything, you know. Whose fault is it really in the cheating situation? Who do you blame? Because maybe Ime didn't know. Maybe Ime met homegirl at the spot one day. And I guess Ime was in a committed relationship. Ime wasn't single out here just mingling with whatever.
Yeah.
Ime did have a woman back at home that he allegedly loved.
Right.
That he stepped out on. But say he was single. Who should the husband be mad at? His wife or Ime?
Who should the husband be mad at, or who is in the wrong?
Both.
The husband has every right to be mad at both parties. But in my opinion, it is completely and utterly on the wife.
The wife is more wrong in that situation. Yes, if you're the guy getting cheated on, you should be more mad at your wife
than
the man.
Agreed.
But you are right. You should be mad at both.
But you're human, so you can be mad at both. Yes.
And it is a little shisty to be a home wrecker.
Do you fight homeboy?
You could.
Do you have to?
You shouldn't. You shouldn't, because at the end of the day, like, again, it's really y'all's relationship.
But you have to go do something.
If you fight homeboy,
he got fired.
If you
But you got
he got his get back by getting him fired. That's the whole thing.
A little bit, but you got to see me a little bit.
In a different situation.
My feelings are hurt.
No, but so what if I don't know you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if it's like you know of the person, but you don't know them?
Then I gotta push you.
You gotta push it, like push?
Yes. I have to do something to you.
I think that is respectfully, I'll just say I think that's wrong. I don't think I'll say what
It's immature. Your ego is bruised. I'm saying that you do that out of your ego being bruised.
But it doesn't solve anything.
It doesn't.
And I think it signals the wrong things too.
It does.
It signals like, oh, everything was great here, and this man is just so irresistible, and he turned on his Riz and he came and stole my wife.
Turned on his Riz is crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, I think if you get cheated on, knock on someone. If you get cheated on, like you have to a little bit look inward.
What was I doing wrong?
What did I do wrong?
Was I treating my queen white?
Was I giving her everything she needed?
Was I there? Did I listen?
There has to be a little bit of self-reflection because
100%.
Did I pick wrong? You know what I mean? Like, you have part of the responsibility of either not being like fulfilling your end of the bargain in the relationship or ignoring massive red flags. And you like, it's very important that I think as a man, you take some responsibility for the situation.
You said it right.
This is something, and I hope I tell this story right, that I do feel like is important.
Okay.
The second one is what you said.
Okay.
Is right. Because yes, there could be something you're not providing, but you could also be picking the wrong person for you. I feel like in my own life, right, I have a situation that still bothers me a little bit.
Okay.
To be honest.
Okay.
One of the more serious relationships I was in, and this was more toward the beginning, I guess. Mm-hmm. It was a little shaky foundation, you know what I'm saying? It didn't start super serious. Mm-hmm. But then it got a little bit more serious.
There was mistakes on both ends.
Mistakes on both ends, right? Then it got a little bit more serious. But I did feel like, and I heard this later, that during the unserious parts, when it was getting a little bit more serious and we were spending more time together, that there was an ex involved. And that ex, you know, I don't know if this happened, but I do feel like there might have been some interactions. You feel me? Now, does it make sense for me to, and again, not official.
I think but your origin story right now.
But does it make, we might be having a moment.
I see you right now.
We might be having a moment.
Yes.
So when the lines are blurred and it's unclear, right? I guess it's a different situation than what we're talking about. But when the lines are blurred and it's unclear, does it make sense for me to be mad at the other part? Does it make sense for me to be mad at the man? Does it make sense for me to be mad at the woman that I'm talking to? Or does it make sense for me to be a little bit mad at myself and look internally and be like, am I picking the right situation to put myself in?
It's 100% okay to be frustrated with the girl, but you have to be mad at yourself for not clearing that shit up.
For sure.
You have to be like, yo, what are we doing right now? Are we exclusive? Because unless you outwardly say that, especially in our generation, everything's on the table.
For sure.
You have to establish that early on or when you feel like it's time to.
For sure. Now let's take it a step further. Relationship becomes official.
Yes.
But same guy is still a pain point and a crux of a lot of issues. Then what?
Then that's on her.
That's
on you for wifing that.
Can you elaborate a little more on what a crux and pain point means? Like, you guys are fighting about it, or he's still in her phone, or what's going on?
She brings up her ex a lot.
Not bringing up the ex a lot, but dude is still a presence. You feel me?
That's a problem.
But she allows him to be a presence.
Yes.
And that's where it's like, you can't.
And that's what you have to realize.
But you can't wife that.
So going back to this other situation.
You can't wife her. I'm so sorry.
You can't wife that is crazy. So going back to the other situation, right? I don't know anything about any party. You guys completely filled me in on this story. But I do think there's a couple things that I know that in any relationship is probably true. One, these people were probably having relationship issues beforehand.
Yes.
There was miscommunication about something. and they were not seeing eye to eye. The second thing is, I think actually there's no second thing. I think it's probably that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that when cheating does happen, usually there's already a pain point or a crux that you're really just working through. And like, you're not allowing something to happen, but it's like, I don't know, bro. That just feels too close to home for you to just be surprised by.
I mean, can I get on my man shit for a second? And this could be ignorant, but I do feel like cheating is wrong. Mm-hmm. I think cheating is one of the worst things you could do. I think it's complete disregard for the other person, especially when you're in a serious relationship. I do feel like men and women cheat for slightly different reasons. I think a lot of times men cheat out of immaturity and lust and things like that. I think that with women, the signs are normally there, and it comes when men are being a little bit unattentive and not paying attention.
I agree.
And I think a lot of times when cheating is happening on the man's side, you could see it while it's about to start happening, or while it's in its beginning stages, and you could maybe do something to stop it, but you're not paying attention to your queen. You know what I mean? I think,
I think women normally do cheat because they're being like neglected or they're missing something.
Yes.
Whereas men are just like, oh wow,
it's immature.
Look at that.
It's immature.
I bet like it's like an ego thing. Like,
and neither are excusable. Both are equally as wrong.
Agreed.
But I think that as men, I think it's more important for us to be like, everyone's going to make mistakes. Relationships, especially if you're in them for a long time, they have ups and downs, obviously. But I think you need to have the presence of mind and like remove the ego enough to be like, hey, I could do better.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm slacking. Maybe I'm not showing up like how I need to every day, especially if you want to kind of have that. You take initiative, take a girl out, do the other little shit, da-da-da.
So this is where I have to push back a little bit.
Okay.
Because I think I agree with you on the men cheating. And I think we're men. So we kind of understand like the psychology of other men.
Yes.
For the most part. We've had those conversations.
Yes.
But I need to push back against what you said about the women's side. Because I think while what you said is part true, I think it's giving the other side a little bit too much leniency and too much credit in a sense. Accountability goes both ways. So like, you can't just say, oh, a woman is cheating because she feels neglected. Okay, well, was that neglect expressed? Was the issue expressed fully?
No.
I think like, to say that that's the only reason that women cheat because men are the problem, I think that is not a good statement.
I think that you're fair for saying, was it communicated, is like, you know what I mean? It's fair. Like, you want people to be very outward and just straight up about what they're feeling. But in reality, we know that that's not true. And I think that women sometimes, and this is, again, not every single case thing, but just what I've seen when I've heard people talk about they will make passive aggressive comments or do little things to show that maybe they're not happy with what you're doing. And then it might come to a head where they explode and like get mad about it, but you don't want to push people to that point.
That's bad communication.
It is bad communication. But no one is perfect at communication all the time. And sometimes you have to give people grace, because I think we as men also struggle with communication sometimes when maybe we're not happy.
For sure.
And I think that could even play into why sometimes we would do things that we do. But either way, you have to give people grace, and just if you're really paying attention to your partner, a lot of the time, 99% of the time, I would even venture to say, you could tell when something's up and they're maybe not feeling how they normally do towards you or towards the relationship.
Yeah,
For sure.
I think it's your job as a partner to be extra cute in to subliminals and hints and to ask questions when they start to arise.
100%.
Yes, in a perfect idealistic world, there wouldn't be moments like that and somebody would just come out and say, hey, I feel this way about this. But that's not realistic. Like, even on my side, I'll find myself when it's something small enough where I don't want to bring up a big deal. Because a lot of times what we're talking about can be a lot of small things.
Yes.
A ton of small things.
Yes.
When there's like a little problem in my relationship, I don't necessarily always want to air it out. Just because, I don't know, you left a dish out or something.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm probably not going to be like, hey, we need to talk. But I might be like, oh, you had some out last night. You know what I mean? I might like make a little passive aggressive comment. Not great communication on my part.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect, but I would hope that gets the point across without needing to make every little thing a big discussion.
And I think that is so important, because while it's not great communication, you do that because you're handling this person with care.
Yeah.
And I think that both of us, I'm not saying we're relationship experts or anything, but why I would venture to say that like I've been able to be in a relationship for so long is because like I think so many people, especially like young people, even really want to jump to yelling at their partner or really almost look for the opportunity to get really mad and like go off on someone. And when you're in a relationship with somebody, whether it's the beginning stages, whether it's been 5-10 years, whatever, you do have to realize that this is a person that you love or really deeply care about, and you don't want to hurt their feelings. So when you want to air out your grievances, because you should never feel silenced or afraid to say these things, you do have to have those conversations and approach those conversations with a lot of care, a lot of gentleness. Like, hey, we may be disagreeing right now, but I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to yell at you. I'm not trying to end this. I don't want to walk away from this, but let's have this conversation.
Yeah.
You can't run away from conflict in a relationship because it's going to arise naturally at some point.
So as a man, if you do that, does it give your woman permission to step out and get with the GM?
No, because if you have those conversations, she probably won't do that.
But I'm saying if you don't.
It doesn't give her the right to, but I'm saying that
you're saying it's more likely to happen.
It's more likely to happen if you don't have those conversations.
Okay. And honestly, the person that is doing the cheating is always in the wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Like I think cool. But they're always wrong. They're always in the wrong, but I think it's preventable.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Whether that's more care in your relationship or picking better. Like in your situation, I don't want to sound insensitive. You're talking about like seeing an ex's presence from the inception throughout the early phases in a career. It's low-key like drafting LaMelo Ball in the first round in fantasy basketball and then being mad when he gets a knee injury.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Being pissed at LaMelo and being pissed at the guy is like being mad at the trainer. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well, why didn't you rehab it? You know what I mean? Like, you have to look inwards and be like, hey, I probably could have asked enough questions and seen the signs to maybe not draft LaMelo because he gonna get hurt.
But that's also what I want to talk about is I bring that up just to say that it's not just one thing, it's also the selection process.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have to be picking partners for the right reasons.
Yes.
Yeah. And you also have to. There's a period of time, and it's longer or shorter for a bunch of different people, but there's a period of time when you're going to see through most flaws and like not pay attention to most things. But you have to ask questions and get to know people past those points to figure out if it's the right person for you. And that's the only part I wanted to add, because I do feel like, again, I don't think it's responsible for us to get on the platform and be like, women cheat when they feel neglected. That could also just happen because they're not the right person for you and they're looking for other things outside the relationship.
Yes.
And that's a good point too, because like if you might get cheated on 2 or 3 months in while you're still in that honeymoon phase with rose-colored glasses, and that's not always on you.
You just be the bad person.
Yeah, but also that's, I don't think necessarily what we're talking about. Maybe I'm framing this as more of a long-term thing because that's the relationship I'm in. But I don't know. I think
it's just a cheating conversation in general.
Yeah. That one is, if it's early in the relationship, I definitely
it's not.
I put less blame on the person that's getting cheated on.
Yeah, for
what
sure.
I'm talking about is more of a long-term thing where you have an opportunity to see signs and see someone for who they are, and you choose to ignore.
Now, I do want to talk about the other side too, because I think the other side is, in my opinion, morally wrong, right? Because like, even though you might not be the worst person in the threesome, I guess. I don't know what to call
You're saying getting with someone who you know is in a relationship?
Yeah, I think that's wrong. At least for me. Because I feel like, personally, I aspire to be in a loving, caring relationship, right? So if I'm doing things that are working against other people's version of that, to me, that's simply put bad karma. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would never want to disrespect an institution that I'm trying to be a part of. You know me?
I think that for the majority of cases, you're right. But you have to be sure. Like, if you're going to do that, you have to take that risk on someone who it's like, I'm not just doing this for a fling, but I'm really like trying to be locked in with this other person.
But do you feel like that's the case a lot?
No, but there are cases like that. I'm saying that's the only case when it's excusable.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of I don't know. I feel like cheating they don't usually end up with the same person, because at the end of the day, if you do that, you could easily get cheated on. Like, that person is a cheater. So
it's highly risky.
It's risky.
It's highly risky.
It's highly risky. You can take risks. You can take gambles. Some people hit big. You know what I'm saying?
The moral of the story, bro. The moral of the story is love who you love, respect love, appreciate love, treat your queen right when you have her. And that's it, man, really. Be present with your queen. Tell someone you love them today. Tell us you love us in the comments down below, man. I appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.